Good morning, I'm PolarizedMoon and welcome back to Shell Shockers. Today's episode will be a little different. I am currently not playing the game. I'm going to be reading all of the questions that you guys asked last month. I haven't looked at these questions. I had somebody curate them for me. I told them not to take any duplicate answers or anything, or things that are just super general knowledge. I think there's about 30 in here. I don't know how long this is going to take, but I am going to have the game running in the background. I haven't recorded that part yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, immediately after I'm done recording this, I'm going to go record that so I know how much time I need to record for. So, without further ado, we're going to start answering some questions. What inspired you to start making YouTube content in the first place? Well, I have answered this before in other reading your comments videos, but I guess I'll answer it again. It was 6 years ago, and I was working as a financial advisor, and I wasn't doing so hot at it. I was selling like insurance and securities and stuff like that, and I'm a severe introvert, and I have a phobia of telephones, which is really bad when your job is to call people for things like that. So and then on top of that, my car broke down. So I went into a pretty big, like depressive episode. I have major depressive disorder, for those of you who don't know. I've talked about that a little bit before. So, and then I decided to just start making YouTube videos. I was directly inspired by like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. And specifically Markiplier talking about how when his father passed away and all that kind of stuff. And I took a lot of that in. When my father passed away, I retreated into YouTube and I watched a lot of Markiplier and Jacksepticeye and things to kind of get myself through it. And I thought, you know, I wish I could do that for other people. So that's what I'm doing. I'm here for people who to enjoy, I guess. Yeah, so that's generally the series of events that led me to start making YouTube videos. All right, next question. Great video. My question is, are you planning to do 1v1 with other Shell Shockers content creators? No. Shell Shockers isn't a game that I prefer to play with other people. It's not really a game that I prefer to play on the channel anyway. Back when I played the first episode, it was a Casual Friday video, and the Casual Friday series is videos that I think are only going to be 1 or 2 episodes on the channel. Because, I mean, I play the game every day, I enjoy it, but it's not a fun game to record. So, I was playing it, and how I play it normally is, while I'm editing or uploading videos, I have a few minutes in between when I have to just wait for something to render or upload, and then I get in and play for a little bit. And it's a really great game to get in, play for a couple minutes, and get out when you have something else you have to do. And that's what I treat the game as, and I treat it that to this day. But as far as playing with other people, I don't think so. I don't watch Shell Shockers content. It's not a game that I enjoy watching. I prefer games that have more substance, more like plot-driven stuff or things like that. If one of them came to me and wanted to play, like, Phantasy Star, and wanted to do something in that, or play something like dual 1v1 in RuneScape or something like that, maybe, but not Shell Shockers, unless they wanted to do, wanted to go through my Patreon. Which I guess that'll probably come up later, so I'll talk about that when it comes up. What items have I not bought in the shop? Have I gotten a 100 streak with the tryhard yet? I have all the shop items except for 3. I might show a cut in here of the 3 that I don't have. They're 50,000, two 50,000 ones and a 75,000 one. But I do have like 110,000 eggs in the game right now. But I want to keep, and those 3 items are permanent items. And I want to make sure that I always have at least 100,000 eggs kind of saved up for when there's limited time items. So when I get like 150, I'll buy one of the 50 ones and things like that. I probably would have them if it weren't for the 2 months that I didn't have a computer and I wasn't able to play for a bit. So that's probably what's going to go on there. I have all the other limited time items. Or all the shop items. Will you keep posting Shell Shockers videos like you used to? I am. This is a Shell Shockers video. If you're going like I used to, then it would be a Casual Friday video and it'd be like once every couple months. And this is more than that. Will I ever join a clan, and will you start making Shell Shockers videos like last time, almost every week? No, I'm not going to join a Shell Shockers clan. Again, this isn't a game that I like to play a lot against other people. Like, it's fun to just get in and get out, but I don't want to play it competitively. I don't like playing it competitively. It's just, you play it, have fun, make sure everyone else is having fun, that kind of thing. Well, I probably won't be making Shell Shockers videos every week. I did that for a little bit. Well, when the Snake, I guess the country singer Snake Skins came out, I, for some reason, stupidly decided to get one every week. And I recorded an episode every week while I was getting one of those. And that was a mistake. The game doesn't have a lot of content to play. Like, almost every Shell Shockers video ends up being the same video no matter what you do with it, so it's not a lot of interesting things going on. So probably not. I won't go back to the very short period of time where I did once a week. That was too many episodes. And it also just makes room for better series. Like, currently I'm playing Spyro and RuneScape and Phantasy Star. I've got like 2 Phantasy Star series running right now. And Dark Souls. Dark Souls is really fun, that kind of thing. Is your KDR so high because you played off a good one, or just play a lot and play well? I don't know what played off a good one means, but I do play, I play a lot. I play like maybe 10 minutes to an hour every day, depending on how much work I have to do. I don't know if I play well. I play decent. I play a little bit better off camera than I do on camera, just because most of the time when I'm on camera, I'm, paying attention to you, the audience, because I'm supposed to be entertaining you guys and not just playing the game. But I've never had a KDR below 5. Like, the very first time I played it, I got a 5 streak, and it's never been below that. So I guess, I think that might be what you're talking about. I don't know. But I don't know how many kills. I'd have to go check. I don't pay attention to my stats all that much. Hey Moon, how come you don't do any 20 to 30 minute episodes of Shell Shockers? Well, same reason why I only do one episode a month. There's not content for the game. There's nothing to latch onto, there's nothing to do. It's other than, just playing the game. There's not a lot there. It's not very interesting to watch. If I just do the same thing over and over again. Hi Moon, you have so many skins. You think we can 1v1 sometime, or give me a code? I don't have any codes to give. The only time I have codes is when the developers give me the codes to give away. I don't just have a compiled list of codes. And when I do, I usually get them, so they're rewards for donating to charity. So if I did have codes, I would save them for a charity live stream or a charity event, and I wouldn't just give them away. Because, it's an incentive to get, people to do something good in the world. And as for the 1v1, I have a Patreon, and I knew this would come up later in the episode, so I skimmed over it earlier. I have a Patreon, and that Patreon is to support the channel. There's reward tiers and things like that, and private games is one of those things. One of the reasons why most of my time as a YouTube content creator is spent editing and uploading and things like that. Editing, even for a simple video, takes a very long time. And there's a handful of series that I run where I do a lot of editing, where I sit there and I'm like, this episode takes several hours to edit. And that takes the majority of my time. And what I plan to do with my Patreon is hire an editor so that I don't have to do that, and then I can do more live streams, I can do more videos. I could probably end up doing more Shell Shockers content if I had an editor who could, so I could go off and have more time to do other things. So that's what that's for. And if you want to support the channel and help me hire an editor so that I have a little bit more time to maybe play against more people in Shell Shockers or things like that, or do live streams where you guys can join me playing, that's a way you can do that. And one of the reward tiers for that support is private games. So there's that. You can go check that out. Links in the description. Patreon.com/PolarizedMoon. All right, moving on. What about an only scope challenge? I did an only scope challenge. I actually did a challenge where I locked the scope so that once I click it, it stays on. So it literally was an only scope challenge. That was really annoying. But it basically was just zoomed in all the time, and I had a very limited field of view. The scope itself in the game isn't particularly all that useful. It doesn't increase your accuracy. All it does is make it just zooms in a little bit. And if you can make the shots without zooming in, then it doesn't make any difference. It just wastes time because you're pressing a button and waiting for things to happen. So, for the most part, it's not really all that useful. How can people say they are your biggest fan if they only watch Shell videos? A real fan would watch all of them, right? Well, yes. I mean, I know that there's a few people on the channel who have watched every video on the channel, and I actually was able to verify that looking at the watch time. And those two are my biggest fans. I 100% know that. They're like, they've seen every video. They do all that. Yeah. So I don't know what it is about Shell Shockers players or viewers or whatever. They seem to only watch Shell Shockers videos, and I don't know why. Because, like, as a general gaming content creator, a variety gaming channel, the point of my videos is that you can experience a game that you wouldn't otherwise be able to experience, or learn new games that you might enjoy. That was the entire premise of the Casual Friday videos in the first place. It's every week I show off a new game that you may never have heard of, or it's a small-time creator, or it's an older game, something like that, or a small-time developer or something like that. Or sometimes it's just one that I stumble across, or it's like a video that's like, I can only do one video of it. But it's so that you can see new games that you've never experienced before and play new ones. And then for the long series, a lot of them are personal. They're games that I want to play myself. And then also, you guys can experience how I experience the game. Those are the types of videos that I enjoy the most, are the ones where you get to see what I'm experiencing as I'm experiencing it. And those are the types of videos that I like to watch. So, like, Markiplier playing Amnesia for the first time, which is his first big series. Those kinds of things, where it's like, oh, it's a long series, I can sit down and watch it, and I can experience it as they experience it. And then also, being able to experience games that you can't. So, like, that's the reason why I play a lot of older console games every so often, is because some people just can't play them. So, and they want to experience those games, or haven't experienced them, or not able to. You can watch the video that I have on it, and it's be like, oh, this is how this game operates. And then you can play it, at a later time. Moving on. Moon, why don't you shoot people who spawn? Because I care more about them enjoying the game than me getting an easy kill. I mean, the strongest thing you can do is be nice to people, and letting people enjoy the game is more important to me than the numbers. I mean, being a good sport is more important. I know you mention it sometimes in the BWD Shell Shockers channel, but like some skull bandana problem, can you talk about that? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anything about the skull band. Is there a problem with it? Is the rendering on it broken or something? I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. What is your real name? When did you start your YouTube channel? What is your favorite sport? Do I play Valorant? My real name is Thomas, like it says on my About page on my channel. So if you go to there, you can see my name. It's not a secret. A lot of people already know it. When did I start my YouTube channel? You can also go to the About page and check. It's like 6-ish years ago at this point. So those two can be answered from there. What's my favorite sport? I used to play basketball. I used to play cross country, and I used to do sword play. I have a training sword back here. This isn't the one that I used when I was actually taking sword lessons, but that is a thing that I did once. I also did a little bit of parkour back before my surgery. Ever since my surgery, I'm just physically not as in shape as I was before, so I guess my favorite sport of those was sword fighting. That was the most fun. I like to watch fencing, and fencing is actually my least favorite sword fighting sport, but it is something that I used to do. Do I play Valorant? I don't, and I haven't. I could try it on the channel though. I could test it out. I don't know. I literally know nothing about it. How to be good in using Free Ranger? Practice. I mean, everything takes practice. The way that you get good at something is you do it so often that it becomes second nature, that the majority of what you're doing, you don't have to think about it. A couple of pointers though, don't use the scope. It just slows you down unless you really have to. But the more you can practice without using the scope and not having to, aim with that, it's a crutch. The other thing is, don't always wait for the reticle to close before you fire. As long as the reticle is inside the target, it will hit the target. So that's why a lot of times when I'm playing against someone who we both have the same gun, I will get more shots off faster, is because I don't wait for the target reticle to close all the way. If in that instance, it may not always kill them immediately, as well as a well-timed shot will, but it has the chance to, and one, it will always do damage. So if you're jumping around and things like that, those, I guess, and then stay mobile. I guess those are the 3 tips that I have, and that's kind of for any weapon, not just the Free Ranger, because generally a lot of the weapons play the same. There's not a lot of variation between how they work. They're projectile long-range weapons. Some of them are shorter range, but the reticles basically work the same. The scopes basically work the same. And the movement, there is no difference in movement between the weapons that you have. The bazooka doesn't slow you down. You don't get a speed boost if you have a different weapon, things like that. So generally, mobility. How do you find this game? I've talked about this one before also. I found it on a list of IO games that I was searching for to play for Casual Friday. Some games I test and play a little bit before I showcase them on the series, and some of them I just get in and I play an episode of it. But yeah, so it was a game that I found while searching for a one-off title to play. You should get that PolarizedMoon stamp. There isn't a PolarizedMoon stamp, at least not in the game. I am in a Blue Wizard Digital game, but not this one. I'm a random enemy spawn in Hypergalactic Psychic Table Tennis 3000, 2000, 4000, I don't remember. The title is extremely long, but it's an inexpensive game you can find on Steam. Go check it out. It's really fun. I played an episode of it on the channel a while ago for Casual Friday. What made you get bored of this game? Nothing. I'm not bored of the game. I'm bored of a lot of the toxicity that comes around the game. But other than that, I still play it a little bit every day. I play it the same as I did before. The videos aren't that interesting to make, so I don't make them as often. But nothing. I'm not bored of the game. I'm not entirely sure where that comes from. How much is your FPS? We all never knew that, please. I answer this question a lot. I probably get this question on Shellshocker's videos more than any other question. I get 60 FPS. My computer is a Razer, or not a Razer, it's an Alienware, I forget what it's called. It's the round one. That's at least my new one. But it could run crazy FPS if I wanted it to. But I have 2 old monitors that I haven't upgraded. And my left monitor is a 60 hertz and my right monitor is a 59 hertz, so it defaults to 60. So I can only run 60 FPS on any game because my monitors are old, and I just haven't gotten around to upgrading them yet. So far, it's not been a problem. For those of you who don't know how that works, it doesn't matter how powerful your computer is. If your monitors are not rated for a higher hertz, then they're not going to run a higher FPS. For the most part, the hertz will tell you how many frames per second the monitor itself can display. I have a 60 and a 59, so technically they can only run 60 frames and 59 frames. So that's as much as the monitor can display physically. If I were to run 60 FPS or 70 or 150 or 120 words, if I were to run 120 FPS on this monitor, I would not physically see a difference because it cannot physically display anything more than 59. So that's generally how that works. If I wanted to get higher frame rate, I would have to replace my monitors, which I'm just too lazy to do. I don't want to spend the money on it. Can I do a map gun tier list video? Probably not. I don't really have a map gun tier list. I play the Free Ranger because I find it the easiest to use, personally. And I guess my favorite map is Dirt. Past that, I don't really care all that much. Why do you choose wear a suit in every video? I need to know this. That's just what I wear. I wear suits. I was working as a businessman before this. Well, business. I was basically an accountant, but I was a financial advisor, and then an insurance salesman. And then before that, I also had another office job. But I also have worn suits ever since I was a little kid. Apparently when I have a handful of photos of me in a suit as like a toddler, but apparently when I was a little kid, I would get upset if my parents wouldn't put me in a suit. So, I mean, that's just what I wear. I find them very comfortable. They're, you know, relaxed fit, all that. And I like how I look in them. So that, and at this point, I guess it's my USO. USP, unique selling point. Yeah. Do I stream and on what platform? I stream on Twitch and on YouTube. On YouTube, I stream videos and games that I play here on YouTube. So the last stream that I did was a Phantasy Star Online 2 stream where I played with people from the audience. You could just get in and play with me. And then before that, I played a RuneScape, and then I've played my most popular stream series is Stardew Valley. Back when I played Stardew Valley, I used to stream every Saturday or Sunday, and back when I streamed that, I was put on the front page of YouTube for streams. So I got between 200 to 500 viewers per stream when I was playing Stardew Valley. But as it stands now, I do a lot more edited content, and I don't have a lot of time to do streams with the other things that I kind of work on the side, things like that. So again, if we're going to go back to I want to do more streams, I kind of need to have an editor, and I can't afford to hire an editor at this moment. So if you guys want to help me get an editor so I can stream more, go check out my Patreon. I also have merch and things like that. How did you get this many subs on YouTube, and do you swear off camera? For the most part, YouTube subs are completely random. In my very first ever month of YouTube, I got 150 subscribers. And back then I was only doing RuneScape content. And I did a little bit I still had Casual Friday. That was something I wanted to do from the start. I did only RuneScape, and I think I did some, Legacy of Kain. And that's all I did for the first several months. I was a RuneScape channel, and I got the biggest percentage growth in my channel at that time. I had more growth later, but as a percentage of the amount of subscribers to content I had, that was the most when I only played RuneScape. I still play RuneScape twice a week, usually. It's a set schedule. Do I swear off camera? I mean, I swear on camera. My channel is officially labeled as mild profanity, mild violence, and moderate adult content. That's the YouTube official description of my channel. And I mean, I act the same on camera as I do off camera, except for sometimes off camera I'm a little more talkative. I do like a lot of trivia stuff, and I don't do a lot of that trivia talking on camera. I know a lot of random information, and I just kind of spout off random information sometimes, but I don't really do that. I guess that's the biggest difference between myself on camera and myself in real life. But no, yeah, I mean, as much as I swear on camera, I swear off camera. What made you choose PolarizedMoon for my YouTube name? Well, I had 2 other names on the platform before this. And they're not a secret, but I'm not gonna tell people because they're cringy content. I had an original channel that I ran for a couple weeks where I was uploading Phantasy Star Online 1 and Sonic Adventure 2 tips and Let's Play stuff. So, and then before that, I did AMVs way back in high school. But this one in particular, I was playing around with this name. I was playing around with Google Translate, and I put my real name, my full real name, into Google Translate, and then I put it in Japanese and I brought it back into English, and I believe the whole thing was Te Yama Polarized Moon, and I thought, oh, Polarized Moon is a really cool name. I liked it, so I kept it. Oh, and you should build your real life house in Minecraft. If I built my real life house in Minecraft, it would be really boring because I live in a square, a rancher style. It's literally just like a square rancher style, 1 story, really boring looking. It's blue. I mean, there's not a lot to, it's really boring. So if I put it in there, it would just be like a blue box with a roof. Can you give me a gun code? I have no gun codes to give away. If I had any, they would be for charity. Or I guess as a reward for some other thing. I do have another scavenger hunt written, but I don't have any gun code that I particularly want to put at the end of it. I made this one it's harder and easier, whereas the first one was just kind of like a random, I put it in one of the videos. I put the instructions to get it in one of the videos randomly across the whole channel. This time, I actually wrote down, and I have ideas about how to encrypt. I have encryptions and things like that, and like details that will lead you to another video, and it's more like a scavenger hunt rather than just it's out there somewhere. But I don't have any gun codes at the moment, and none of the ones that I have had in the past are ones that I think are valid to put at the end of something like that. Play Franco Shooter. I will look into it. I'll check it out. I've never heard of it. I'll check it. I'll put it on my list. Polarize 1v1. Again, if you want to go check out my Patreon, there's a Patreon reward tier for that, for donating to the channel so that I can make better content. I get hundreds and hundreds of people asking me this every day. If I were to say yes to everyone, or if I were to say yes to one person and no to another person, it would be really unfair. And I don't like things like that. Like, I don't want to be able to, I don't want to have to pick and choose who I say yes to and who I say no to. So I made a standardized way. If you really want to play against me, you can support the channel. And then that way, it's the people who really, really want it and will be able to do it. But past that, I'm not going to say yes to one person because it would be really unfair to all the people I say no to. Mostly, the majority of it is because I just don't have time. So, I mean, if again, this is running back to, if I had an editor, I could have a lot more time on my hands, and then maybe I could do random 1v1s with people who ask me. But as it stands, I don't have time for that. I guess this is just going to run back to I need to hire an editor this whole video. When's my birthday? April 15th. Every year, I play a short Sonic title on my birthday as a celebration, because the Sonic series, as you can see here, is my favorite video game franchise. I find a game that is fairly short or doesn't have a lot of content, and sometimes fan games, things like that I play on Casual Friday. On my birthday, sometimes it's landed on Casual Friday a couple times, but on my birthday to celebrate. Yeah, so look out for those. I didn't do one this year because I didn't have a computer at the time. Is there any way for you to give codes away? If I had, I've talked about this already. If I had some, I would. I don't have any right now. I save them for charity or the big long scavenger hunt that I may or may not be able to do. Do I have Discord? Can I make a giveaway? I do have a Discord. The Discord server does not allow for Shell Shockers discussions, though, because the rest of the people on the Discord were complaining because all of the Shell Shockers people on Discord are very toxic. So I had to ban it as a topic there to protect everyone else and to stop a lot of the really bad things that were going on. Can I make a giveaway? I do giveaways on Discord every so often. Usually when I have something to give away. I don't often have something to just give away, but when I do that. Also on the Discord, whenever I learn about a free game that is usually a paid game, I post it on the announcements channel in the Discord because I like to get people free things as much as possible. So I believe someone tallied it up, and that if someone had claimed all the games that I have promoted on, or not promoted, I guess should given links to that are normally paid games, they would have saved like $5,000 or something. And so that's pretty cool. Can you for me your DC? I don't know what that means. Can you for me your DC? I don't know. Yes? No? I don't know what that means. Oh, that's the last one. All right. So that's about all the time I've got for this episode. If you guys want to, if you like this and you want to do more of them, I can do the next episode like this too. If you want to go put some more questions in the comment section below, I'll answer them in the next video. But, well, maybe if people liked this. But aside from that, I think that's about it. I'm gonna go record the half-hour. I'm gonna record the half-hour of footage I need to put over the back of this. This episode might be late. Bye bye.